What's going on, everybody? Today, I'm bringing you a very seasonal video. As you know, it is November, which now means it is Christmas season. As you can see over here, we got some of my BONELAB Christmas gifts that I received from BONELAB Santa. That is a real thing, and do not question me about it. Which kind of reminds me, I need to get fitted into something a little more seasonal. Whoa, okay, yeah, that's definitely a lot more seasonal. This sweater is so cozy. So grab your Fates milk and cookies, and stay tuned as I'm about to tell you my stress level 0 Christmas list for 2025. I hope to keep this an annual and reoccurring thing, so if I don't, please call me out on it. But let's get right into it. Oh wait, I actually have to get the list. Oops. My first wish, something that I think we can all agree on, is more official content. Put my list right here as I elaborate. Yeah, so like I said, I think we can all agree that BONELAB needs more official content, whether it be maps, avatars, guns, weapons. I just repeated guns and weapons, but you know what I mean. I think we can all agree that BONELAB feels a little dry when there's no new official content. Something like the dev rooms are so fun to explore and find. I swear when those came out, I was literally having the time of my life on this game, just going around to every single level and finding them. It's just something really cool to have because it adds to the lore, but it's not something that a lot of, I don't want to say basic, but regular players wouldn't find. And also things like how I mentioned weapons. I remember when the M1 Garand came to the game. That was really cool because I don't remember them ever adding a weapon before that. So having a new official weapon was also really awesome. I personally don't use the M1 Garand a whole lot, but it is a really cool weapon. And I was going to mention things like adding new NPCs and avatars, but I don't think that would happen unless we get an entire new game or an entire new DLC that introduces new players and characters. I do understand that the game is based around modders creating content for the game, but when you pay $40 for a game, you expect a lot more content than what BONELAB originally has to offer, which again is where you can find that all in the mods, but you would expect the developers to include a bunch of content, especially for a game as notable as BONELAB, because in Boneworks they had a ton of content, but this game kind of feels a little dry sometimes. That might be a hot take, I don't know. I hope you can all agree with me. I hope I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of people here when I just say, period, we want more official content. Now with that one out of the way, we can get on to wish number 2. So I lost my original Christmas list, but it's a good thing I have a backup. Actually, I have like a lot of backups. Anyway, I think my second wish is something that would be really f***ing cool. And I know that Stress Level 0 has talked to some creators about this. Expanding the real life merchandise that's based around this game would be so awesome. I know they did a vinyl for Boneworks, and I think that would be so sick if they had that in BONELAB. The Boneworks one, unfortunately, is not for sale anymore, and it was a limited time thing only. And personally, I don't have it, but I have seen resellers sell it for like crazy prices. Also, I think another thing that people would love would be like in-game plushies of like avatars, like Apollo and a crablet plushie, as well as just like general expansion of like attire merchandise. Don't get me wrong, I think their merchandise is really cool. It's also very basic, which again I can appreciate because you don't want to be looking like a f***ing geek going out with like a big Arthur Ford shirt. The one thing I do have from their merch website that I think is really cool is this Monogon mug. It was like $12 and I bought it a couple months ago, and it really is just a cool thing to have on my shelf. Which brings me to my next point, which is in-game props should definitely be sold as merchandise on the website. I have a custom 3D printed Apollo that I did myself, but imagine if you could just have like a little Apollo figure on your desk that you bought from Stress Level 0 that's like super high quality. I think that would be really cool. I feel like Apollo is like an icon of this game, and to just have him as like a little figure, it wouldn't even have to be the life size. It could just be like a little figure, and you just have him on your desk, and it would be awesome, you know? Like every time I look at this mug, I'm like, damn, that's something from a game that I really love. So for that, I'm just gonna put that right there. Hopefully that does not move and that stays there throughout the entire video. Oh my God, I'm getting... let me pour some Fates milk into it first. There we go. Only the best. Oh my God, I lost the clipboard again. Oh no, it's right there. Now let's get on to wish number 3, which it says right here is communication from Stress Level 0 themselves. I guess I'm talking to Stress Level 0, obviously. Communication from Brandon and the rest of Stress Level 0 is so rare, and while it hypes up the community a ton when you get that tweet from Brandon every once in a while, it would be nice to know what they're working on and how the progress of that is looking. Like when Brandon shows us his inside-out body tracking, that's so awesome to see how far they're progressing with it, but I just wish we could see more of that, and I think a lot of people would agree with me. I swear Brandon just decides to go on Twitter some days and reply to 1,000 tweets, and then he'll go silent for like months on end, and then the cycle that repeats. Because some of the stuff they're doing is really fucking awesome. Like, their inside-out body tracking looks really cool. But I just wish we got to see more of that instead of the occasional Brandon tweet every couple months. Also, like, what the fuck is going on with patch 7? I heard that it's like patch 7, 8, 9 all in the same thing. Like, I don't know what that means. I just think, personally, as a dev team, it would be super helpful if the devs were transparent with us and could tell us a lot more about what was going on, because sometimes it feels like we're left in the dark for months on end, and then, like I said, we'll get the occasional tweet and everyone will be hyped up, and then it just dies down within like the next day or two, and then fucking Wigwam or meeee will make a video on it. But anyway, on to the next point, and a wish for, oh yeah, all my fellow creators out there, this one's for you. And while I don't know how possible it is, I think having creator integration into BONELAB would be so fucking awesome. Like, imagine, I don't know how possible this is. The first thing that comes to my mind is Wigwam's art. I don't know if you guys watch Wigwam or know who he is. You probably do if you're watching me. But he makes this, like, incredible art, and I love the style of it. And I wish Stress Level Zero could put that art in the game instead of something like their AI art, which I guess, like, I know it's, like, part of the lore and whatever, but it would be cool to have something that, like, the creators of the content that, how do I say this correctly? The people who make content based around your game, I think it would be really cool if they were shown some, like, appreciation by being, again, integrated into the game. Like, people that are huge, like Bam, meeee, Wig, Narce, that VR guy, those guys. I mean, obviously not somebody like me with 8,000, close to 9,000 subscribers. If you want to help me get to 10K by the end of the year, you can hit that subscribe button down below. I just think it would be really sick if the creators were shown some, like, appreciation in-game, even if it was just, like, a little quote or, like, a little sticker, just, like, on a random wall somewhere. Just because a lot of us do put, like, a lot of time into this, and it is a really important thing for us. And as much as we absolutely love this game, I feel like it would just melt our hearts if we were actually physically in the game. Like, I know they did something with, like, some kid on Twitter when BONELAB released, how he was like, oh, if this releases on whatever day, then I'll eat a shoe. And they made a cake that was a shoe when BONELAB released. I really do think creator integration / appreciation would be really awesome in BONELAB. Again, I don't know how possible it is, or if it's something they would even want to do, because it is, like, their big official game, and throwing some creators in there might, like, not make it official or not make it, like, as serious as they want it to be. But yeah, that's the fourth wish. I thought that would be really cool. Anyway, on to the fifth wish. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. This one goes out to all my modders. Obviously, with every new patch comes an updated SDK, and that was the wish, that, you know, we'll have a new updated SDK that will not break current mods. I remember when patch 4 came out, I think it was, or patch 5, I'm not sure. Everything just broke, and BONELAB was so, like, not dry, but it was just in, like, a really boring spot for a while. Now we have tons of mods, tons of great mods by a ton of great modders. Like, look at this house. This was made by Baba Corp. This looks awesome. This is great. I just hope that the modders get more official assets and don't have to use an extended SDK, because that, I feel like, I mean, I've never modded anything, but I feel like that's just so far out of the way for them that it makes it not a lot more difficult, but it's a, you know, it's just more that they have to deal with when they want to make a mod, when it could just be simply integrated into the Unity SDK. I think. Again, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about all this modding stuff. This is just wishes that I want, and I'm sure a bunch of other people want too. So yeah, an updated SDK would be awesome for BONELAB, as long as it does not break everything. But even if it does, I'm sure the modders will get their mods back up and running in no time. Because again, there's a ton of great modders in this community, and they really know what they're doing. So I'm praying for you, modders. I hope this happens. Oh yeah, this is going to be a fan favorite, I'm sure. So you guys know the machine that's always been in BONELAB. It's never worked, but everybody always wants it to. It's in a couple levels. It looks pretty cool, but it's just never worked, and they've never said anything about it coming to work. What's it called? Oh, the mono disc. Yeah, I want that to work, and I'm sure a bunch of other people do too. I think it'll be really cool to be able to pick what music you're listening to in the moment. Not to go off track here, but if the mono disc does come to the game, please put the unreleased music in it. Like the one, I forget the name off the top of my head right now, but the one that's like, I wish I could ride a roller coaster or something. That one is so fire. And if they just put that in the game, a lot more people will be able to listen to it, along with a bunch of other songs. Again, off the top of my head, I can just think Goo. I used that in lab games too, and that song was sick. So I really hope that they can add the unreleased music into the mono disc, if they even get the mono disc to work. I'm getting... That's not how that was supposed to go. I was just... Why does this never work? Okay, there we go. We're back in business. Where is Wish 7? Oh, there we go. Yep. This one is not for Stress Level 0 themselves, actually. This one is, I guess, more directed toward Lakatraz because he is the maker of Fusion. And while I don't want to ask him for anything, this is just something that I wish will eventually happen because I know he's a very busy guy working on this day in and day out, making sure that everything runs smoothly. So Lakatraz, on behalf of the entire BONELAB community, I just want to say a huge thank you for all your efforts and time that you're putting into Fusion. But anyway, my wish is that we'll be able to blacklist mods so that they don't install when we join random Fusion lobbies. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a ton of storage to begin with, and when I join random Fusion lobbies and there's like 1,000 mod packs that download, especially like the furry and the Roblox ones, that personally I don't want that take up a good 10, 20, or even 30 gigabytes. It's just something that I wish I could blacklist because there's a ton of other mods out there that I would rather have installed. Instead, it's taken up by those random ones. So I just think if we were able to like blacklist them within the game, or like even write it into the code or script somehow so that they won't download, that would be awesome. Don't know how possible that would be because that would have to be something individually for everybody, and I don't know shit about scripting or coding. But if it was possible, that would be incredible if it was added to the game. And I'm sure for like the millionth time, a ton of people can agree with me on that. Having a bunch of random mods that you don't want and then you have to go into your storage and clear them out just for them to get downloaded again at some point. It just becomes a little irritating and annoying, but it's really not that bad. It's just something that I wish I didn't have to do. Again, I'm not asking for it, obviously. It's a Christmas wish. It's something that I hope happens at some point. Now we're back to Stress Level 0 wishes. This is something, again, that kind of goes along with in-game content. I've seen meeee make a video on this. I'm pretty sure Hazzy or Swipes or one of the modders made this specifically for meeee, and he's the only person that I've seen try this out. Although I do know that Swipes has made things like the Gun Ford mod and the Car Ford mod and all that cool stuff. All that to say that I hope AI NPC integration comes to BONELAB. I have to get up out of my goddamn chair for this. Oh, my knees. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm 20 now, so my knees are turning frail. Now let me give you all at home an example. Hey, Buster, come here. If I could get this guy, if I could put a gun up to his head or something, and then, okay, you know what? You gotta get off of me. If he would start going like this or something and be like, oh, I don't want to get shot. Or even if I did something like that where I was like, oh, don't hit me. And they would be able to like interact with me in some way. Obviously, I don't want to be able to like seduce them or anything, but I think it would be pretty. Okay, I think he's dead. I think it would just be really cool if we were able to interact with the NPCs in some way. That could go in a completely different direction, don't get me wrong. But I do think that having some sort of NPC AI interaction in BONELAB would be really, really cool. He can just stay there for the rest of the video. Say hello to my new friend. His name is Jibbly Wibbly. Anyway, that's just to say that I hope BONELAB NPCs get way better communication with the player. Oh. Okay, that probably shouldn't have done that. Wish number 9, we're getting to the end of the list. Again, this does have something to do with in-game content, official content by Stress Level 0 themselves. I gotta stand up again for this one. Inside-out body tracking. We all want it. It would be really, really cool. Just be able to lean and stuff and be able to turn my body and do a lot of different things. That would look so cool. It would be way more interactive. Like, I can swing my arms and, you know, it'll look way smoother and way more polished. I'm gonna use our friend Jibbly Wibbly here as an example. Is that okay with you? Cool. I want to be able to turn my upper torso without turning my lower torso, as you've probably seen in some of Brandon's tweets. That is something that should be coming to the game sooner than later. Inside-out body tracking is something they've been working on non-stop, it seems. And even things like, you know, bending their toes is something that I've seen. That would be pretty cool. Because, you know, when I'm my normal avatar and I got my sick-ass foamers on, I don't want them to go into the ground. I just want them to get creased. I just think a way more polished IK would be awesome. It's something that they tend to improve within every patch, but I just think it would be a really cool thing to add because, you know, it seems like they're working on it super hard. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, and all my other folks at home, we've reached the final wish. Yeah, this is something I really want. This is something a lot of people really want, I believe. I think we all want Boneworks 1.7 to release at the same time as BONELAB patch 7 or 789, whatever they're gonna call it. Boneworks is such an awesome game. It has such an amazing story, and the story, like, playing through that story would be way more awesome if we could grab onto things like ledges. Like, you can't do that in the game. You kind of just have to press yourself up against things and go like this. Just updating everything to Marrow 2. I guess that's a side wish, like, you know, honorable mention. Marrow 2, also with, like, that, I guess that goes with inside-out body tracking. Anyway, Boneworks 1.7 is something that I would love to come out at the same time as BONELAB patch 7, or again 7.8.9, whatever they're gonna call it. Like, I've played LabWorks, don't get me wrong, I've played that a bunch of times, but just like the feel and the aesthetic of the original Boneworks with the physics engine and the IK and all this new BONELAB jazz within Boneworks would, wow, it'd just be so incredible to replay that game. Like, all the new physics stuff in BONELAB ported over to Boneworks, that would be awesome. That would be incredible. I'd love that. I also hope that they maybe include some new content in Boneworks 1.7. It's not Boneworks Remastered anymore. It's 1.7. That's been confirmed a while ago. Just in case any of you didn't know that. It's not remastered anymore. It's just called Boneworks 1.7. Excuse-moi. You fucking asshole. Fuck. I'm done. Well, ladies, gentlemen, folks, all my other people out there, I hope you enjoyed the Fates Christmas List 2025 edition. Like I said, I hope to keep this an annual tradition as long as BONELAB and Boneworks are still going. If you have any wishes that you would like me to see or like me to talk about, please leave them in the comments below. And as I said earlier in the video, it would be so awesome and it would mean so much to me if we reach 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So if you want to help make that possible, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Also, maybe if you want to become a member, you can hit that join button too. You don't have to, but it would be cool if you did. This is some brand new information that I'm receiving as I'm editing this video. You can now use code FATES in the MetaQuest store to get 10% off literally anything. Whether it be BONELAB, another game, some DLC, currency, or even literally headsets, you can use my code FATES, F-A-I-T-S, for 10% off anything. It supports me and it helps you with your purchase, so it's a win-win. And if you don't use mine, you can use many of the other codes out there. But anyway, let's get to the outro. And with that, I hope everyone out there has a great day or night or whatever time it is for you. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye! And a huge shout out to all of my current channel members. You guys are actually the best. I appreciate you so much. Especially my dad. Again, I don't even know if he watches my videos, but my dad, Solar Fifth Extra, Veracity, Ella, and Josh. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for going the extra mile to support me. It means the world. I don't know when I plan on releasing this video, but it would be really awkward if patch 7 or patch 7.8.9 got released like before this video, because then this video wouldn't actually mean anything. If you want to become a channel member, you can hit that blue join button down below. You'll get early access to videos, member only videos, and you'll get a bunch of custom emojis that you can use on my videos. And with that, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of this video. I tried to do a little like funny ice skating thing here, so hopefully you enjoy that. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day or a great night, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you guys later.